So it's the 18th of May and we have fantastic weather. It's 25 degrees and sunshine and clear blue sky. 2 weeks ago we had snow here in Upplands Väsby, so we went from winter to summer immediately and skipped spring. And I'm going to do a little 2-day trip on the countryside north of Mälaren, go a little bit northwest from here, passing by Sigtuna and then up camping one night and then back to Uppsala where I take the train home. And the bike is all geared up and I'm ready to go. My trip starts in Upplands Väsby and I head north on familiar paths that takes me towards Sigtuna. I stop at a viewpoint to enjoy the views over Lake Oxundasjön before I head on to Rosersbergs castle. So this is sloe that is blossoming so beautifully here. For a couple of years now I've made sloe liquor from the berries that comes out in the autumn. And the trick is to wait until they have been frostbit a bit. And the first frost has come, then you should pick the berries because then they become even sweeter. And the sloe liquor is absolutely amazing. As I bike north, I pass by Oxundasjön and soon arrive to Rosersbergs castle. Now I'm approaching Rosersbergs castle, one of the many castles around Lake Mälaren. The castle is just one of many built during the 17th century, and it stands as a testament to the wealth amassed by the Swedish nobility during the Greatness era. Sweden's participation in the 30 Years' War brought money and long-term income for the elite that participated. Following the death of Gustav II at the battlefield of Lützen in 1632, Queen Kristina ascended the throne as a minor, leaving the country in the hands of her regent Axel Oxenstierna. This created a power vacuum that many aristocrats eagerly exploited. Under the guise of rewards for contributions in the 30 Years' War, the Swedish nobility seized the opportunity to enrich themselves, acquiring vast estates from the crown and constructing many magnificent residences around Mälaren, like Tidö Castle, Grönsö, Skokloster that we pass by later, and Rosersbergs castle. So this castle was built in the 17th century by Gabriel Bengtsson Oxenstierna. Considering it was only a side hustle to build this castle, he did a great job. The castle and its gardens were considered one of Sweden's most magnificent palaces of its time at the end of the 17th century. As with most castles, many changes have been made throughout the centuries. The last renovation was done under the reign of Karl XIII in the late 18th century, and it is now our best preserved example of empire and late Gustavian style. The park of today is vastly different from in the 17th and 18th century. The lime hedges then created rooms and borders. The paths led to sections with flowers in ornamental patterns, a labyrinth, or a kitchen garden. The hedge plants has now grown into full-size trees and the old structure is lost for the eye. I enjoy a nice ride through the park and down to the lake, where King Karl XIII, as late as 1802, added a cave and a runestone as a tribute to his wife Hedvig Elisabeth Charlotta. I have a short stop to rest and enjoy the views of the lake before I move on. And it's just the best time of the year when the leaves have just come out and they're so light green and everything feels so fresh and new. It's amazing. I leave Rosersberg and bike on gravel roads through the forests on the east side of Mälaren and soon arrive to Sigtuna. I'm approaching Sigtuna and I have Garnsviken on the right side, and the canoe club is apparently having some kind of a event, and here we have Sigtuna fjärden, which is a part of Mälaren. It's always beautiful here in Sigtuna. We have Sigtuna fjärden, where the water goes further that way is Stockholm. You come down to Stäket and then go to Stockholm. And if you go this way up, you can go to Uppsala. Wow, what a day. After biking along the lakeside around Sigtuna, I take the old, beautiful and winding road over Bilby and up to Eriksund. And I'm coming to Eriksund, where I'm passing over Mälaren. There is always a lot of traffic on the road going over Eriksund, but there are no alternatives. On the other side, the road is better. I have decided to make a trip around Skokloster halvön, a peninsula surrounded by the waters of Mälaren. And we're going to turn off here towards Skokloster to see the castle. As I bike out on the Skokloster Peninsula, the traffic disappears and I enjoy cruising through the historical landscape, shaped by the ice shelf and populated since time immemorial. I soon arrive to Skokloster Castle. Built by Carl Gustav Wrangel, the big warlord in the 17th century. And what is special with this castle is that it is still... all the interiors are still there, so it's an excellent example of a Baroque castle from the 17th century. And it's quite an impressive building. And it's located right by the lake. So behind me I have Skokloster Castle. It was built by Carl Gustav Wrangel in the 17th century, and we actually talked about Carl Gustav Wrangel in a previous episode of the little films I'm doing when I'm biking around Mälaren, because he also built Ekebyhovs castle. Wrangel was a big warlord. He had a lot of properties around, and he had at the time 6 or 7 different construction projects at the same time going on. Ekebyhofs castle, this castle, castles in northern Germany, etc. He was actually born here. At the time there was no castle. He was born in the old building. The castle is very special because it's a Baroque castle. When Carl Gustav Wrangel passed away in 1676, his daughter Juliana inherited it. She got married to a Nils Brahe, and the Brahe family owned it for several centuries, and they kind of wanted to preserve the Baroque style and honor the legacy of Wrangel, so they renovated the castle, enhanced it, and continued in the same style. And they also collected a lot of items, as was popular at the days. And special with this castle is that all the interiors are still there. So the rooms are decorated as they were in the 17th century. And there is also a famous weapons collection, which is quite unique in Europe. It has a lot of swords, different varieties of swords, guns, and cannons, and other weapons, and what you would call memorabilia nowadays. As they traveled around, they collected things, and it's all stored here. I was here on a guided tour last weekend, and that was really nice as well. It's a good castle to visit because it's so well preserved inside. And the lilacs are blossoming. I can feel the smell. And in this old stone house, Carl Gustav Wrangel was born. There are around 230 different apples trees here at Skokloster, and they are of different varieties, very old ones that need support. They are amazing as they are blossoming now. So I'm at the Motor Cafe here in Skokloster, and the castle is right over there, and I'm gonna have some lunch first. And they serve Danish smørrebrød. So we have here with pork and some little potato with bacon and stuff, and some fancy pansy light beer, brukets gyllengula, that apparently gives a lot of foam. And so it seems, it comes only foam. Gotta try this. This will be very good. Very good Danish smørrebrød. Long time ago. Seems like the pork is really nicely done as well. The lunch was good, and I was now ready to continue my trip around the Skokloster Peninsula. Oh, what a lovely road this is. There's no traffic, no nothing. It's just beautiful. I'm going from Skokloster Castle, gone north up to the end of the peninsula, and now I'm going along the west, from east to west, and I'm going to a nature reserve with a special view overlooking Lake Mälaren. Now come into the nature reserve, and I stopped to read at the sign, but there's a lot of mosquitoes already. Now we're approaching the viewpoint. Woo! Mälaren! Amazing views here from the top of Arnöhuvud. I am something like 30 meters above the lake level. And it's very steep here. Just drops, which is impossible to view on a camera, but let's see if I can illustrate. As you can see on the trees, they are less than 45 degrees angle to the ground here, so it's a steep slope, maybe 60 degrees. And it was with risk for my life I walked down here. My bike is up there. Let's see if I can scrabble up again and survive it. Oh, it is very steep. But if I fall, there are some trees that can catch me. Well, the view here is amazing. Beautiful. Camping here, and maybe after 65 kilometers I can have a beer. What a wonderful evening. I'm just at Sonka camping, and I've enjoyed a beer, and it's time to go off the peninsula, and I'm going down and then up again on the other side of the lake here, and there is another little public beach where I will camp for the night. I'm very tired now. I've done 79 kilometers and I did a fatal mistake. I have no candy on this trip. I don't know what I did. I missed that. Oh, cheese. I'm very hungry.
which is a good feeling. But I should have had some sweets. I only have 4 kilometers left, but I need to eat something. I need to take one of my half a cinnamon bun here to... Oh, that was good cheese! Really good cheese! Woo! Now I'm gonna have bulle and cinnamon bun and some milk. It was uphill, and it's 7:45. What is it? 7:45. So it's late. Spent the whole day on the bike. I started off at 10:30, so long day pedaling. Last few kilometers for today. There is a little public beach down here that I'm aiming for. See if I can camp there. See if it's possible to have a dip in the lake. Dressed for success. Woohoo! Let's see if I can do it. No guarantees. It's 8:30 and it's finally time for dinner. And I'm going to cook some cream pasta, cream, ham, Parmesan cheese and a little camping grater. Chocolate mousse. It was good to have dinner. And as I was sitting here, I suddenly saw a beaver coming swimming. And he went up on land, and I tried to capture him with a phone. But the phone, of course, makes a noise when I put it to start filming. It says bloop, and then he got scared away by that little sound. It's ridiculous how good food tastes when you've been biking and working out the whole day. Place to come back to, I think. And it's gonna be good to have breakfast with the sun coming in here. And yeah, time to rest my legs. I'm tired. Time to sleep. Oh, finally I'm in the tent. It's so nice to lie down. I rest my legs a bit. I did 85 kilometers and I'm very happy about that. Longest distance this year, but I was very tired the last 15. Also because I had a headwind then, and that wasn't the best. But it's another day tomorrow. It's gonna be nice to sleep here. Just lie and listen to all the birds singing. Oh, it's 7:45 and it's definitely time to get up. Because the sun is making it unbearable here in the tent now. Oh, it's so warm. And it's a nice morning. Look at that. How about that for a view from the tent? Alright, it's Sunday the 19th and I'm all packed up and ready to go. Leave this little wonderful public beach here, Kullabadet, and it's just clear blue sky, just wonderful. Wow, look at the outfits. So all this area that I'm biking through was underwater, and it was not until year 500 that the land rise made the hills we see here rise out of the water. And I'm now approaching Öresundsbro, and actually, as a matter of fact, my great-grandfather Johan Sjölund was running a shop not far from Öresundsbro in Biskopskulla, just a couple of kilometers that way, and that was the last place he had a shop. He had a shop further south from here as well, but still north of Mälaren.
After a short stop in Öresundsbro to stock up on food and sweets, I continued my ride on the old railway between Uppsala and Enköping. I'm biking on the old railway bed for the railway that went between Enköping and Uppsala, and it's a lovely view here overlooking the little almost valley Öresundsåns dalgång. You can see the river that connects Öresundsbro with Lake Mälaren. This farmer has blocked off, this house owner has blocked off the road here, so I have to go back and go on the big road, unfortunately. So after that little detour, I'm head back on the railway bed. Now let's see how it is here. Oh, it's okay. Very beautiful here. It's a beautiful little bike route, and this is the old station at Skärfälten. Skärfälten is one of the many stations along the railway between Uppsala and Enköping. The traffic started in May 1912 and the last train left in June 1979. Steam engines were used for 43 years, so the last regular train pulled by a steam engine left Uppsala station in 1955. So there is something genuinely pleasant about going on an old railway bed. It's flat, you travel through the landscape on a piece of history, and it's really a nice ride here, overlooking the landscape. Plats. Perfect. It's time for lunch and I find this what a lovely table. Shaped as a butterfly. Time for a sandwich lunch. I'm hungry. Up to the castle. It's an uphill, but I think it's worth it. And we can have a look at the view. Dash down the hill. What can possibly go wrong? And we're in Uppsala. Nice here by the stream, Fyrisån. Uppsala station. End of this trip.